Studio 10. Now more than ever, people are really looking to make sure they put themselves on the path to financial freedom. But one of the first things you have to do is start paying off your debt. But don't worry, we've got Kate Blaha of Case Credit Union, who this afternoon is going to put us on the direct path. How are you?
I'm well. How are you doing?
Fantastic, because I truly love learning and talking about finances and really learning how we can always set ourselves up to be in the best position. But Kate, you deal with people on a day-to-day basis right here at Case Credit Union. Talk to me about what is their biggest concern when they come in and they speak to you about their debt.
I think just the sheer amount of debt that people find themselves in. I was looking at some statistics, and Michigan citizens have an average of $7,000 in credit card debt individually. So I know that members come in maybe kind of nervous to share how much debt they're in, but we always reassure them it's a very common problem. So really it's just about picking a starting point to try to help.
But it's great that we have people like you here on our side, but like you said, all we got to do is just put ourselves in the right position. So why don't you be our GPS this afternoon? How can we get started?
Yeah, so there's a lot of different methods, but the one I'm going to talk about today is called the Snowball method.
Okay.
And any of these, the first step is just to write down all of your debts. Don't hide from them, just put them all on paper so that you can kind of pick a starting point, because you can't tackle all of it at once.
Absolutely. We underestimate just taking the first step, but it's the real path to put us on the path to financial freedom.
Absolutely, and that's what we talk about a lot here, is we have to figure out where we're going and then what are the steps in between to get there.
That's right. Okay, so then what's step 2?
In the Snowball method, I'm kind of focusing on credit card debt, but you can apply it to any kind of debt. You want to look at what is the lowest balance, because the Snowball method is all about starting small and manageable. For example, if I have 4 credit cards, my lowest balance $350. I'm going to have a minimum payment of about $29. So if I only pay that minimum payment, it's going to take me over 2 years to pay that off,
right?
Which you're going to have that bill for a long time. The Snowball method asks you to find an amount you can pay over that minimum payment to fast track it, still pay all of your other bills on time. But if you can get one out of your cycle quicker, then it's a little more manageable.
Well, Kate, after we finally get to that point and we can give a huge sigh of relief, and you will get to that point, should we close that credit card once we're done?
Typically, we advise not to close it, because when you close a line of credit, your credit score goes down. One of the things that they score you on is how long have you had credit cards, and when you close one, it shortens that window. However, if you know you're just going to spend again, we don't want you to get back into debt. Sometimes the better option is to close it.
But if we do find ourselves feeling like, hey, maybe I need to keep this credit card open, how can I ensure that I don't go back to square one like we started?
First, you want to take a look at what you're spending on your credit card. So are you spending it for needs or for wants? Because if you're using your credit card for needs, like your bills, food, water, shelter, it's going to be really hard not to use it because you have those expenses every month. So in that case, I would really suggest working with a financial counselor or taking a hard look at your budget and trying to get your bills off of your credit card, because otherwise you're just never going to get off of them. If you're spending on wants, the fun things that we like to spend for ourselves, then I would just think about where can you cut, and you don't have to be all or nothing.
If we want to make sure that, hey, we're not only getting rid of our credit card debt, but we're truly putting ourselves on the path to financial freedom and getting rid of a lot of other debt, what tools does Case Credit Union have for us to make sure that we're doing that?
I think one of our most amazing tools are our financial counselors. So we have free financial counseling for anyone. You don't have to open a membership to take advantage of it. You just reach out to us, and one of our counselors will ask you, where do you want to start? Do we want to look at your spending? Do we want to look at your debts? And they'll kind of figure out, like, where am I going? What's my goal? And then what are the steps to get you there?
That's awesome. Well, thank you for putting us on the right track to get to our goals. I'm definitely going to sign up for one of those classes, but thank you for showing us that, hey, credit card debt happens to a lot of us, but that doesn't mean just because we start there doesn't mean we'll always stay there. So thank you so much.
Great. Thank you.